Hi guys, it's Deneen. I'm here in Photoshop Elements working with one of the papers from the Ali Edwards Grow Quarterly Scrapbook Kit. This one is called Outlined Shapes Pattern. Love these wonky half circles or three-quarter circles. The shape is just really super fun. So the page I put together, I'm already done with, but I'm going back now just to kind of show you a little bit of what I did in Photoshop Elements ahead of time, just in case anyone is interested. So this is the digital version of the paper, and of course every quarterly scrapbook kit comes with the whole digital kit. So if you are somebody who is enjoying working with hybrid scrapbooking, or you want to dabble, this is automatically coming with your subscription. So what I wanted to do here was I wanted to use one of these half circles as a mask for some photos, putting these photos on my page that I want them to be inside of this space here. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Once again, not an expert, just kind of showing you what I did. And again, there could always be an easier way, but this is what works for me, so I am sharing that with you. All right, so first I'm going to remove the background. So I'll use this tool here, which is the Magic Eraser tool. I have it set. The tolerance is pretty low here, and I only have the top and the bottom boxes checked. I'm just going to go ahead and erase that background. So it's gone now, and you can see that it's just a transparent background. I also want to just use one of these half circles. So I will go ahead and choose the rectangular marquee tool. And I'm just going to kind of make a rectangle around this particular one here. You're going to choose whichever one you want. I'm choosing this one right here. And then I'm going to go, again, layer, new, layer via copy. Of course, there are keyboard controls for that as well. Once I've copied that, I am then going to go to Layer, Duplicate Layer, and I already have an untitled letter size document open. So I'm going to go to Untitled 1 and hit OK. Down to the photo bin, and you can see that I'm going to pull that into view right there. There it is. That's just that one simple half circle. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to show you. I want to use the physical paper. So I'm going to cut out these shapes from the physical paper. And then I want my photo to be about the size of this inside shape. I want to put my photo on top of that. And so I think this one, let's see, image, rotate. I'm going to rotate this particular layer 90 degrees to the right, because this one is going to be like right here on the edge of my spread. So I want to have that already rotated. And I don't want my photo to be the entire size and match this completely. I only want it to be as big as this white part. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to choose my magic wand tool. And I'm just going to, and you can see here, again, these usually just kind of are what they are. I see what happens, and if it doesn't work, I go back and I adjust all of these boxes and the tolerance. It's a trial and error oftentimes for me. So let's just click on the white part here and see what happens. And it looks like that works pretty well. If I zoom in, you can see the marching ants only around that inside white part. And then what I'd like to do is layer, new, layer via cut, because I want those two things. And you can see over here, this layer, the blue outside, or I don't know, blue, greenish blue outside portion is separate now from this inside portion. Okay, so I'll go ahead, and the inside portion is now selected. And just for the simplicity of me being able to resize this, I'm going to fill it with black. So you'll see now that, and you're not going to see this, it's going to be a mask, but it's easier for me to show you what I want to show you with that being the color black. So when I mask my photo into this shape, I'm going to print it, and then I'm going to fussy cut around the photo. But I want to make sure that the photo covers the entire white inside of this shape on the physical paper. So I'm going to sorry, hit that too fast. I'm going to resize this a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of drag up just a little bit. Then I'm going to drag down just a little bit. Drag to the right just a little bit. And then also to the left just a little bit. Then I'll commit my changes. And now it's a little bit larger so that when I fussy cut it, I don't have to be as particular. Let me show you what I mean here. So here that layer is. Let me reduce the opacity of that for you so that you can see. Do you see right there how that dark black portion is, you could see how this has now gotten light because you're seeing the white from that background shining through this black layer. And this darker around here is like, it's like the breathing room that I have for when I cut, right? So when I print, the photo is going to print as big as this whole thing with the light and the dark. And then as I fussy cut, I don't have to be so worried that I am going to be able to see this white background. So that's just kind of a little bit of an explanation of that. Let's zoom out a little bit. And I want to add a photo in here. So I already have the photo open. Just going to drag that photo here into my canvas. And it should be on top of this layer too. And then I'm just going to put my little finger there, my cursor. And it's an option. It's an option on the Mac. And I am going to mask that. So now you can see that my photo is inside that layer. All right, and I'm just going to resize it now, get it in there. What part of the photo do I want to be in the picture here? So I'm just kind of moving that around a little bit. Maybe move it up a little bit. Maybe right about there. Again, I have already done this, but I'm just kind of going back and showing you. So here it is. Oops, too much. That is what it looks like. And you can cut out as many of these half circles as you want and just repeat this process over and over again. If you want to do several different photos, you can turn this half circle different ways. You can do it so that it is flipped horizontally, flipped vertically, turn it to one side, turn it to the other side, and you are able to go ahead and just print out a whole bunch of photos. Let me just show you one more thing here. Just want to show you that before I print this, because I don't want to print this layer, I only want to print the photo, I am going to hide that layer 1. So this is exactly what I am going to print. And then I will just get it on my photo paper and then fussy cut around here and then be able to adhere this on top of the physical paper. And it will look like this, but it will be physical. Okay, so that is how I masked the photo here. There's one more thing I want to show you before I finish this little video here. So let's kind of move these guys out of the way because I am going to need a little bit more space. So let's work again here with another shape. Let's go over here to this, and I think I'll pull out, I'm going to select layer 0 again. I think I'll pull out this darker green one. So once again, with the rectangular marquee, I'm going to go ahead and choose that half circle, and then I will do layer, new, layer via copy, and then layer, duplicate layer, and then duplicate that in my untitled one. Over to the photo bin, back to untitled 1, and here we are with that. And I'm going to just kind of show you how I added my words or my journaling into this shape while I was in Photoshop Elements, and then printed out the words only on sticker paper. So for this one, I want to flip this shape because I want it to be at the bottom of my spread. So image, rotate. flip layer vertical. And I'm doing that because this is going to sit at the bottom of my spread like this. All right, so I want it to be in this particular direction. So let me zoom in a little bit here. This is how I'm going to add words to this. Okay, so I kind of measured this ahead of time, and I know it's about 3 inches, this inside circle, and I am going to put a 3-inch shape on top of here. Okay, so you'll see that I have it 3 inches by 3 inches. I want the color to be something light, so I'm going to select like a really light gray, and then I'm just going to click, and you can see there that I have made this shape, which I want to be on top. So you'll see over here on the right, I'm dragging it on top of my half circle. And then I'm going to just kind of move it into place here so that it matches, or it's sort of on top of the inside half circle. Now, in order to put text in here, you need to make sure that this layer or this shape is selected. Going to go over to text. I want it to be black text, so I'll change the color. For size, I'm going to try we'll try a 12 point. For leading, I'm also going to do a 12 and see how that goes as well. And now you'll see that when I put this cursor, do you see how it is square there? You put this cursor inside of here, it's going to create some circle text to fill that circle. All right, so again, at this point, you would start typing, what do you want to say about your photos? What do you want to say about, the story that you're telling? Type your story here, right? I'm not going to type my story here. Let's see if I can get some fake text in there. There we go. So this is just like a general text that I put in. So now I see that, it's a little bit bigger than I want it to be. It's overfilling. So I can do some things to change that. Let's see what I can do here. If this is actually the text that I want and I don't want to delete anything or modify my words, I can go ahead and select it. And I can make an attempt to maybe change the 12 point to an 11 point. That looks like it's a little bit better. I could change my leading to 11 point. Looks like that's working out pretty good. It's inside of there. Now, if you really want to see how things look, you now have this text layer over here, but you could hide the shape. Just hide it. And there you have it. Now you see exactly how all of these letters are and how they are going to fit inside of this white part where you want your writing to be. Now I can see here that my circle is a little bit larger. My words are going to print, and I'm going to actually overwrite this part here. I don't want that. So I'm going to start to kind of mess with this a little bit, just reducing the size a little bit. Pushing it over that way. Let's try to push it over this way a little bit. Let's see here. I'll commit those changes, drag this up a little bit. Good. Look at that. That looks great. That looks great. Look at how nice that filled. That filled wonderfully. And again, you can select it. You could start, moving your text around if you want to. If you decide that you don't like the fact that this line is super short, you could add, a couple other words to the line just to kind of fill it up a little bit. That's going to depend on how particular you are about, how you fill this space. I'm good with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you that at this point, let's zoom out once again. Now, since I'm using the same document and I printed this out on photo paper, I'm going to hide all of that, right? I don't need any of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide all of those. Ooh, not that layer, this layer. And I think that's covering everything. Okay. So now I know this is exactly the way that I want it to be. And I can go ahead and I could just move this text box all by itself. I don't need to do anything else because I'm only printing this text out on sticker paper. And then once it's printed out on sticker paper, I can just cut this out into a rectangle and then take it and put it over the physical half circle. And so that will show you the text right in here. And I still get to use my physical products, but I get to add my journaling with the sticker paper. Okay, so that is how I went ahead and did both of those things. Again, you'll see that I also have another text that is the opposite. So if you wanted your text to be the opposite, you can just do image. Let's see, rotate. Let's flip that layer vertical. And you would just do the same thing here. That circle right there, you see it? You would just move it up this way, right? And then when you decided that you'd want to start typing your text in here, you would just have to enter. See how you have to enter down to start somewhere down here? And then you would get your words in that particular shape. Hiding the shape, let me zoom in. You would then once again have to go ahead and start moving this around a little bit to make sure it's fitting inside of that white area. And again, up to you completely. You know, do you want it to be smaller? Do you want it to go right to the edge? And it would be the same exact thing here. Now all you have to do is take your text, move it up here, and you can go ahead and print both of these on sticker paper and then add them to the physical half circles. Alrighty, so that's it for Photoshop Elements, and let's go ahead and see how this whole spread came together on my desk. Okay, so we're back here at my desk, and here are the wonky half circles. I already cut them out from the paper to make this video a little shorter, and I am going to use this large photo on one side of my spread, and I am going to then do the other side with this piece of patterned paper that I've already cut down to 7 by 8 1/4. I also have over here the journaling that I have printed on sticker paper. So you'll see here I have 2 pieces of journaling, and then I also have a piece of word art that I printed on sticker paper as well that I'm going to place on top of one of the half circles. And then here are the photos that I went ahead and printed, and they are going to be on top of the half circles so that the color of each of the half circles sticks out. And then I printed out these 2 initials and a plus sign to add as an embellishment. So let's get started with what I am going to do. Everything's going to be fussy cut out. So you'll see I'm cutting around the letters that I printed as well as the plus sign. So again, leaving a little bit of a white border. I like to do that. If you want to, you can totally not leave a white border. For the photos, there is no white border, just cutting right around the outside of each of these 3 photos. Then I will go ahead and kind of, fiddle with how I think I want these to lay, and removing the sticker paper, placing it on that half circle, and then cutting it completely out. You'll see the sticker paper is covering the colored part as well. It kind of has a better visual if I cover the entire color of the half circle so that part of it is not sticking out from behind the sticker paper. The sticker paper is a little bit matte, so that has just a little bit of a different visual effect. Cutting out the rest of my half circles here, and then kind of attaching the photos, and then getting an idea for, where's everything going to lay, what photo is going to go where, and how do I want this to actually turn out in the end. This is the idea that I have here. So once I do that, I'll punch my holes in both pieces of paper, and I'll start to adhere these. You'll see that they're not flush against the sides of the paper. I like the fact that you could see the wonkiness of that side of the half circle. And then I'll do the same with all of the others. I'm going to go ahead and stitch a little bit here. You'll see I skipped that part because I had some problems with my sewing machine, but everything turned out okay. So they're all kind of just stitched. And I pulled out these plastic stars. Actually, they're kind of like acrylic, and they are Really cute. I've had them in my stash forever, and I'm going to stitch them onto my page. So I'll put a little adhesive, just a tiny bit, to hold the star in place. And then with some embroidery floss and my needle, I'll just do 2 or 3 stitches to hold those stars where I want them. So the adhesive is just there to hold them in place until I get the embroidery floss stitched. You'll see here, I don't really care much about what the back looks like. Use some Scotch tape to hold down the stitching. And then I'll add a star to this page to kind of bring both of the pages together. Once I'm done with that, it's then time to figure out, how are these going to be on there? And I decided to use some foam adhesive so they had some dimensions. So you'll see I'm cutting my foam adhesive sheet, putting everything on the back, and then lining everything up. I like to add dimension. If you've followed me at all, I'm looking for ways to, just kind of make things pop. And this was one of the ideas that I had. So let's add those. And then last but not least, I'm going to pull out some phrases. I'll stamp my date. I went through my stash and found some phrases that might match my color scheme. I liked what some of the white ones said, but they didn't seem to pop very well. So I ended up choosing some blue and green phrases and placing them on there. So let's take a look at what everything looked like in the end. Here's a close-up view of my stitching on the stars along with the phrase you see next to it, all about you. And at the bottom of the other page, there's another close-up of the star with that love the way you play phrase. And then last but not least, the final product. Love how it turned out. I'm super excited and can't wait to get started on another page with this awesome Grow scrapbook kit. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.